Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and there is chaos at the White House. And the alarm, it's been sounded. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. So President Joe Biden is bleeding voters that he needs, particularly black voters. And CNN is sounding the alarm that this could be the end of the Biden presidency. He needs the black voters. He needs the vast majority, an overwhelming number, at least around 90% of them, if he wants to be the president again. And that's not what he's getting according to these polls. In fact, according to these polls, it's a disaster for the White House. I want you to listen to CNN's Harry Enten. He's great with numbers, and he calls it like it is. He says it like it is. But he's on CNN, believe it or not, and they're saying, yo, this is a disaster. I want you to watch this and let me know what you think. As always, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm Carmine Sabia for Explain America. We love you guys. God bless you. Take care, everybody.
As the Biden campaign sees a drop in support among some black voters. CNN's Harry Enten is joining us now. How does black voters' support look when compared to a few years ago?
Yeah, I think this is the real thing, is sort of the drop-off, right? Look, you look at 2024, Biden still leads among black voters over Donald Trump, 69% in an average of polls. But look at this number for Donald Trump, 22%. Where was Donald Trump at this point 4 years ago in the polls? He was just at 9% of the vote. So he's seen more than a doubling in his support among African Americans. This margin, which was in the 70s just 4 years ago, look at where it is now, 69 minus 22. That puts it in the 40s. My goodness gracious. If this held through the general election, obviously we're still months away, this would be by far the best performance for a Republican candidate among black voters in a generation, 2 generations, probably since 1960 and Richard Nixon against John F. Kennedy. That's how long we're really talking about when we're looking at this margin here. This could be a truly historic margin. It's quite a troubling sign for the Biden campaign, Sarah.
So where is Biden weakest among black voters? When you look at this number, who are they?
Yeah, who are these voters? And let's break it down by age, because I really think this gives you a good insight into what's exactly cooking here. Take a look here. If you look among black voters age 50 and over, you see that Joe Biden has a very substantial lead here. Look at this, 82% to 8%. This lead is still in the 70s. This looks a lot like what we saw in the overall polling back in 2020. But look at voters under the age of 50. Look here, Donald Trump is pulling 25% of that vote. Joe Biden is at just 62% of this vote. This lead, Sarah, this lead is south of 40 percentage points. This is historic. This is what a lot of folks have been talking about, that Joe Biden has a specific problem among younger black voters. And that is exactly what's showing up right here. And this is, I think, a lot of the reason why you're going to see Biden focusing more on black voters, why you're seeing Jim Clyburn go out there. Don't be surprised if they go to more colleges, because the fact of the matter is, older black voters still really much like Joe Biden. It's these younger black voters who very much are turning on him and being much more supportive of Donald Trump than they were 4 years ago.
Of course, this is not the only thing that Joe Biden has to worry about, although these numbers look pretty dire and very different than they did in the last election. So give us some sense of what else he needs to be thinking about here.
Right. You know, when we talk about elections, we talk about two things. We talk about persuasion, which is you're seeing here with these changing margins, but we also talk about turnout. What's going on in turnout? Certain to vote. Black voters absolutely certain to vote. This is according to Washington Post Ipsos. If you look 4 years ago, 83% of black voters said they were absolutely certain to vote. Look where that number is now. It's 73%. So it's not just that Joe Biden's getting less juice out of the margins. He might have fewer black voters turning out and providing less support for him because they're going to be a smaller portion of the electorate.
One of the big things that the candidates have to worry about is whether people stay home, and that can be a huge factor.
And this is what this is saying may very well happen.
Harry Enten, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. John.
All right, lawmakers waking up this morning after